Hey, yeah, you look great. No, I was just. Look, it's kind of busy in here, and I was just wondering maybe you and me. Yeah, how about it? We all know who's really taking me home on Valentine's Day. Hi, hello, and welcome, or welcome back, I suppose. Happy Valentine's Day. I hope you are having a good time celebrating with somebody else, or, like me, you sat at home and you're reading books. Because, listen, they're easier to understand. But, for real, I hope you're having a good day. And yes, I know I could be doing something thematic, a little bit of romance, or even a slice of life featuring some romance. But, listen, one, I didn't actually realise that a video was coming out on Valentine's Day. I didn't realise that it was falling on a Tuesday this year. Two, I'm planned up. Whatever came next. I have a bunch of library books, and I've been slowly making my way through my books on my shelf as well, though as you can tell, that has been taking a sort of somewhat, well, not really a back burner, but like half of a back burner. It's hard to balance what I'm reading. I am reading constantly. Like I said before, at some point I am thinking of maybe getting some of my shorter fiction and just putting them out on separate days, just doing way more book reviews because I can. Something like a poetry collection I can read in a day, or I have a lot of like short story collections that are not just short stories, but it's a short book, or I have like a bit of short non-fiction, or even just a bit of short fiction in general that it could be good to sort out. But I'll figure that out at some point. I will probably still just plan them in as and when I see fit. And then obviously I've got my little box full of titles, and what I will probably do, rather than rummaging around in there and seeing if I can find them, I will probably just, when I take them out on any given day, I will just then, oh, well, we've already actually read this one, rummage around, find it again. But today, let's get to the thing that we're actually talking about. We are talking about a classic piece of manga. We are looking at something that I actually have heard about before, because, I'm not a manga connoisseur at all, but I watch a lot of Drophy, so I know that Karina on there talks about InuYasha a lot. And I'm pretty sure I've seen Twilight Palms, who's an artist I follow on Twitter, talk about InuYasha a fair few times. And I'll be honest, I had no idea what it was about, but I saw the first volume, which is like a big honking collection of like 3 volumes, as it were. Like, the first book is 3 volumes, I think that's how it works. But my brain has fallen out a little bit. I'm not scripting this properly because my brain does not have the energy to write anything today, so I'm just, it's obvious enough, I imagine. This is like the 4th time I've gone, yep, I'll film this, like, in quick succession, and then gone, no, my brain's not vibing, but this needs to get done today. So you're getting whatever energy you are getting. Now, like I say, I've heard about it before. I saw it at the library. I actually thought, you know what, I'll see what this is about, and I thought that seems interesting, and also the cover is beautiful, so I figure, why not give it a little go? So, as I mentioned just there, today we are looking at InuYasha by Rumiko Takahashi. So, like I said, this book is separated into 3 separate volumes. The first one is basically, well, as you might imagine, it's our introduction. It's somewhat more whimsical, I would say, though that's just kind of with the interaction. It's kind of whimsical throughout, but also as I noticed, and I was kind of excited for this, we have these creatures who, like, I didn't know stylistically what to expect. Like, I'll be totally honest, the front cover, and I don't know if this is something that I'll get in trouble for when I make comparisons here, but generally, mostly because of the way that my brain's just falling out. Kagame? Yeah. The way that Kagame looked, it's got that very, like, Sailor Moon vibe. So I was thinking, oh, is this like a magical girl thing? Just like the cuteness of InuYasha himself, and then like just the cool, cute vibe of Kagame. I thought, okay, maybe that's the vibes I'm going in. And then I get given these creatures, which look like Junji Ito could have created them. Which was a surprise, but that's so exciting to me. And I just, like, that first creature, that centipede woman thing is just, like, vile. And then towards the latter part of the book, especially sort of post... I'll put it in here, I can't remember her name, with all the hair, and it's like the spider energy, because she's distinctly more human. Like, humanoid, I should say. After that, we're back to, like, full, like, the woman in the no mask with, like, the long neck. That's pure Junji Ito type shit, and I'm like, this is proper fucking body horror, and I'm so here for it. I love horrible creatures. That's why they're here. Not this one. I don't like this one. The monkey? Fuck that monkey. I hate that monkey. I can't explain why certain cursed things make me happy and other cursed things actually do make me uncomfortable. This fucking thing? I hate it. I hate it so much. Maybe it's the fact that I saw it in the window and was like, oh, what the fuck is this? And then somebody bought it for me. I hate it so much. And just as a little introduction, if we are talking about horrible creatures, this is Little Man. We know he's Little Man. Apparently fucking not. Because that's what it says on his label. And yes, it's the wrong way around, but I think that corrects once I've stopped filming. I have my front-facing camera on today for some reason. That I didn't change it after, so I did the intro script that you've just seen with my front-facing camera to make sure the shot looks right, and then I couldn't be bothered changing it around. So if I start doing this into my front camera a lot, I'm sorry. But yeah, this is Little Man. He was £1. Why wouldn't I get him? His little thing's not poking out. There we go. And I do love a clown. I'm not picking the dinosaur bird creature up, which when I was given this, we were like, oh my god, this is super familiar. I'm asking so many people. It's just a thing that a toy company decided to make. It is a, if I remember correctly, a toucan dinosaur mashup thing from like a teddy company called like Sugar Plum or Sugar Rush or Sugar Loaf or something like that. Anyway, cursed creatures aside, well, my cursed creatures aside, Takahashi's cursed creatures are just brilliant and so unexpected, because like I said, I thought this would be cuter. Like, why is my brain falling out? Like, Kagame is cute, she's super cute, and as is InuYasha himself. They're like adorable kind of visually, and then you just have horrible vibes, and I love that. Like, I can't think of the word. Is juxtaposition the word I'm trying to think of? Maybe not. I would know if I decided to write it down. But, oh, right. Okay. Nerds in the chat. I need some nerds in my comments, because I swear there is a word for this genre and I can't think of it. So, part of the premise is that Kagame falls through a well and ends up going back in time. I swear there is a word for the like either manga or anime or both, where like a character is lost in time somehow. Tell me that's a genre and I'm not just making it up. Tell me that there's a word for that, because like I said, I'm not a connoisseur of any kind of manga or anime or anything like that, but I pick up on these things because I'm still part of like nerd culture type stuff, and I swear I've heard that there's a word for it and I can't find it anywhere and I can't think of it, and I'm not sitting and watching a million Drawfee episodes just on the hope that they might mention it once.
The word I was thinking of was isekai. Apparently this is more broadly being transported to another world. Also, I opened up Pandora's little weeb box by asking my brother about this. Wish me luck. Teehee.
But it isn't just horrible creatures. Like I said, there is a light-hearted kind of sweet element to it as well. You know, it's not utilised as much after Volume 1, but when InuYasha and Kagame are originally having their sort of, like, they're kind of bickering at first, and she has this kind of command over him, only in certain times, but it's like she has the ability to just say sit, and he just flops on the floor no matter what's happening, and I think that's so fucking funny. That took me out the first time, and there's this one shot, and I wish I'd have taken a picture of it, because I took a picture of a few pages because I thought something was cute or terrifying or anything like that, but I wish I'd have taken a picture of that one, because I now don't have the book on me because it was a library book, so I've left it there. I do need to check at the library to see if they have more though, because, well, spoiler alert, I was really enjoying this. And yeah, like she'll just, throughout the first volume, she'll just go sit and he just woof, but there's this one where he's like splattered out on his front, and that did me in. I thought that was so funny, and by the end of that first volume I was immediately hooked. I thought it was mwah, beautiful. And then once we hit volume 2, I was like, okay, oh my god, the wardrobe game in this, especially Kagome's wardrobe game, bitch. Like, and I am curious if I could, if not make all of that stuff, like I can make skirts. I'm pretty good at making skirts. Like a circle skirt is the easiest thing to make in the world, especially if you can't be arsed doing zips, because you can just elasticate the top. I mean, with any mini skirt, to be honest, with any skirt at all, you can elasticate the top rather than putting a zip on, but I should learn at some point how zips work. I'm just a bit lazy and prefer elasticated fabrics anyway, because if I'm changing sizes, elastic makes my life easier. There's this one, like, she's wearing a big black jumper, and it's got like these little crosses around the collar and the sleeves, and I think that's so cute, and like the mini skirt that goes with that. And it's like, first of all, every trans woman I know definitely owns that outfit, and secondly, I'm going to steal that from them. I'm appropriating that. Listen, you should be aware. It's my right as a man now to just go around and steal things. That's how it works. But like all of her fits are so cute, and it also keeps telling me I really do need to invest in a pair of either like really, really chunky knit socks and or a pair of leg warmers, which I used to wear leg warmers all the time, but that's because I was a theatre kid and I wore like bright pink and green ones because I was obsessed with Fame. Whereas now I just want like a pair of like creamy ones and black ones, because I think that would be cute and it'd be good with all of my shoes. I think it would be fun. I think I deserve that. And it is in volume 2 where we actually dive into InuYasha himself, his lore, rather than just sort of this broader scope where we start to hone in a little bit. And something I will say is that this first volume can clearly exist on its own. If you go, yep, I like this, it seems to me that you could easily just not read anything else. You're not left blank at the end going, okay, but where's the rest of it? it's a good collection, it's a good volume, and I've not seen it too much, but occasionally you do get that with collected volumes, because I don't know when the sort of editions that we have, the way they're collected now, if it was collected like that earlier, or if it's a bit more recent, because I think this book came out in 97, or like it was like InuYasha was originally published in 97, if I remember correctly. I ended up looking some things up with it, because I was also just looking up Takahashi's other stuff exclusively, because I have been told that her wardrobe design is always on point and absolutely right. I am going to be doing my best to either create or alter some clothes to her style. Just mwah. Perfect. I love it. Anyway, yeah. Part 2 dives into the lore a bit more. It's a slow dive in, and that's also what I was saying. So it is a contained piece of media, but it does leave you with the ability to want more, rather than it being a you need more kind of thing, because sometimes things that are intended that it will have a sequel in the future, it's like you have to come back, otherwise that's it. You just constantly, if you ever read this again, you're going to be going, ugh. But it's like, it's not finished. Whereas here, no, you're good. You could read just this as a single contained piece of media. Anyway, delving into the lore, it's nice. It's like I said, and it's a slow dive into what we're doing here. Part 1, Volume 1, you're broadly introduced. Volume 2, getting a bit deeper, especially into character lore, and it's really interesting. I think especially so towards the end of Volume 2, you get this stuff. I'm not going to completely spoil anything. Yes, I know that it's 25 years old now, but 25? Hang on, I need to do maths. 26. I can't do maths off the top of my head, and then I realised, wait, but I'm 24 and this came out in 97, so it's got to be 2 more than that, not 1. Listen, I'm very smart, I'm a big intelligent wrinkly brained boy, I promise, but not when it comes to maths. And then by the time we're in Volume 3, we find ourselves really settled into this world. We are still steadily developing these characters, and then just getting to know them more on the daily kind of thing. So Kagome isn't necessarily lost in the past. She does have the ability to come back to her own time. And it's so funny to me that she's like, no, but I have to, because I have to come back, because I've worked hard to get these grades, and what, you're just gonna expect me to not get good grades no matter how hard I've worked on it? It's like, bestie, the whole stuff with like the shattered jewel being separated, and you've got, ow, I've got an itch and I can't scratch it properly because of these fucking freckles, because I don't want a red smear down the side of my face. But like, it's so funny, like the priorities, they're not prioritizing. I think it's so funny that she's like, no, but I have grades to get. Like, one of these situations is life or death. You did not choose the one that's life or death. And it is present here, but it was present earlier as well, that like whenever Kagome gets really emotional, especially when she starts crying, that InuYasha does not know how to deal with it. He's just like, she is crying. I didn't mean to make her cry. Oh dear. Oh no. Oh fuck. Oh shit. Oh piss. It's so funny. He's just like stares at her like, oh no, I've made an error. No idea how to deal with somebody else having an emotions, and I get it. Big time. I understand. And so I was saying earlier, you know, we've got all these body horror creatures, the no mask, like the woman in the no mask, and we have the centipede woman, and that horrible bird, crow thing. Awful. I mean, like, brilliantly designed, but horrendous to look at. Just like me. No, bad. Don't do that. But towards the end, we just have Ball with eyes. And I love Ball with eyes because it is a welcome reprieve from the horrible Junji Ito-esque creations that we've seen previously. Speaking of Junji Ito, I need to watch, this is just me getting sidetracked, but I need to watch that new Netflix series because apparently there's a bunch of Tomy episodes, and if you watched my episode video, whatever, about, I can't remember exactly which graphic novel video it was, if it was exclusively the Junji Ito one or if it was the one with the rest of the graphic novels. I think it was exclusively my Junji Ito one where I looked at that and Uzumaki. But Tomy is my favourite. I love her. I think it's incredible. So I will definitely be watching that. But to wrap up the review of what we're actually supposed to be talking about, InuYasha, I fucking loved it. I want to find more volumes. I want to get my own volumes because I read this like within a couple of hours, honestly. I was able to start reading something else that day, and that's unusual for me. It's so rare that I can read it's a big fucking volume. It's like 300 pages. Read it in a couple of hours, but then I'm able to start reading something else after reading that much. Usually that would not happen. I will have the intention to do that, and then every time I have the intention to do it, not happening. But I also see why this is the sort of series that people not only fall in love with really easily, but that once they do find it, they sort of hold on to it as something that they love for a really long time, because it is just beautiful. Like I said, I want to check online with my local library, see if they have any other volumes, because if they do, I will do a follow-up video. I will probably only do like 2 volumes at a time if I'm doing multiple reviews at a time, just because it's mostly for me that I'm reading this. It's less of a reading it for review purposes, because by the time we get into sequels and stuff, it's just like, if you read the first one, you know what I mean? It's less a case of looking for a review, especially with an older series. That first one, you're looking for a review going, oh, is this what, like, is it all it's cracked up to be, maybe? But by the time you're looking into sequels and stuff, you're more looking at that when it's new, because it's like, oh, was it actually worth having a sequel to this? All that sort of stuff. But next week, on Thursday, we have Persepolis by Marjane Satrapi. Then next Tuesday, we have The Foundling by Stacey Halls. You will have seen, I believe, in 6 of the Best, I did her other book, that the name is The Familiars, because it's on the front here. I read The Familiars and I bloody loved it. That was set locally, was The Familiars, and that was one of the reasons that I kind of enjoyed it. And then next Thursday we have Lucy Diamond's One Night in Italy. And then after that we do have some non-fiction coming up. I'm so excited for some of our upcoming book reviews. I'm just like, if these books disappoint me, I'm gonna be really sad. I mean, obviously I get like that with all books, but I have some stuff that I'm gonna be nerdy about. I have some stuff that it looks like it's just gonna be spicy and delightful. But I will see you very shortly for all of that. So if you would like to see more reviews from me, then head down, click that little subscribe button, make sure the bell's on so you get notified. Feel free to let me know if there are any books that you would like to see me review, if there's anything like this that you think I would like, because I'm more than happy to check it out. And if one or more person calls me a weeb for having read this, stop it, I'm not, I swear, I've never, like, that's not true, I was about to say, right, shall we track what anime I've actually watched? Do you put an S at the end? Is it anime and animes? I don't fucking know. I watched the Pokemon series when I was a child, the one where they made onigiri, they called it donuts in the, like, English language version, for some fucking reason. I have watched My Neighbor Totoro, and I have watched Baccano. Oh, I watched a bit of Yu-Gi-Oh! As well, I think that's, yeah. But, like, I watched a bit of that series and I watched the full thing. I'm not really... And there's no particular reason behind it. I just never really got into any particular movie or series. I know I would like more Ghibli or Ghibli or whatever you want to call it. I want to watch Howl's Moving Castle really bad. I'm sure I'll get on it eventually. There's plenty of things I want to watch. Like I said, I want to watch the Junji Ito series. I've read more manga than I have watched anime. That's because I read a lot for I was about to say for a living. For YouTube purposes, for review purposes. But, like I say, if any of that interests you, what we have coming up, why not? Little subscribe, put the notification bell on, let me know if there's anything you would like me to review, let me know if there's anything like this that you know of that I would like InuYasha I mean, because I would be very happy to read it, and feel free to like this video if you want. Does nothing for either of us at the moment, but if enough of you do it, maybe somebody else will do it. I don't fucking know. My brain's fallen out. So, best to wrap this up. So I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful night, a wonderful whenever you are watching this. Take care of yourselves. Right.